Welcome to the chat where the deals get done. Real estate tips and a whole lot of fun. Think different, achieve your goals. Real estate simplified, that's how we roll.
Hi there. Mike Cruz with broker owner of Reside, the real estate company, here with Brandon Rizik from Allied Mortgage.
Good morning, Mike.
Hi there. All right. Been a couple weeks, and let's get into it.
Yeah, it's been a little while, but feeling good, feeling fresh.
Yeah.
And, Mike, before we get into, we have two podcasts in one day today that we want to announce.
Won't be for our viewers.
Not for the viewers. I'm sorry. I should probably clarify that.
Yeah.
We're filming today. A little secret of the film industry, I guess. But no, the reason I said that is because today we're probably going to be a little short on this one. We're just going to discuss, some of the questions that we get when it comes to should we sell or buy, or should we sell to buy, should we hold, should we rent and then buy? We get these questions daily, a lot. And but before we dive into that, Mike, what do we have on the real estate market update? How's things going? May 2026.
We are in that summer market mode, late spring market mode, without a doubt. Numbers are kind of mixed, but there's actually some really good numbers out there too. And the big question I've been getting the last couple weeks is the market going to crash? Are prices going down? And we're not really seeing it. And when I go over the numbers here, I think we'll realize why. Currently, our total inventory here in the Las Vegas area is 10,716 as of this morning. That is up slightly over a month ago.
Well, that's pretty par from where we've been talking about recently.
Up 1.4% from a month ago.
Par in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Single family homes, just over 7,744, which is up just under 2% from a month ago. An interesting stat, though, on this is 700 of those 744 homes are 1.5 million or more. So 10% of the homes on the market here in the Las Vegas Valley are at 1.5 million or more.
Wow.
I've been in this business 20 years. If you would have told me 20 years ago that in 20 years, 10% of the homes will be over 1.5 million, I never would have believed that.
I agree.
Yeah.
That just shows how much this town has grown.
Right. And only 33% of the homes inside the Las Vegas Valley on the market currently, and this is for single family homes, are at $500,000 or under. When they say there's an affordability issue, I think there might be.
No, there's no question there.
Yeah. Townhomes, condos, and manufactured homes, relatively flat numbers. Just under 1,200 on townhomes, just over 1,500 on condos, and basically 300 manufactured homes on the market, and 637 high-rise condos currently available. Under contract, this number is actually huge. In the last 7 days, 677 homes have gone under contract here in the Las Vegas area. The total number of under contract homes currently is 3,576.
Now, wait a minute. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which is up 12% over a month ago. And last month's number was up 16% from March. So you figure over the last 2 months, over 30% increase, which is kind of crazy. And then the number sold is actually down a little bit. So 2,657 properties have sold.
How's that possible?
Changed hands in the last 30 days. Well, for those of us in the real estate world, we've been hearing it a lot. The cancellation rate's up. Buyers are getting cold feet once they get under contract, whether it be interest rates.
Or sellers are being greedy.
Sellers are definitely being greedy when it comes to repairs. We've discussed that before, and it's still the case. But I think buyers are getting a little bit of cold feet when they're seeing the actual payment with interest rates. As we were talking about right before we started filming, I know you don't want to talk about it, but they haven't really budged.
They've been overall consistent.
Yeah.
But they're not down where we'd hope they'd be. I'll put it that way. So
yeah. So definitely seeing a lot of homes coming back on the market.
So this total under contract number and these numbers you're pulling, Mike, let me ask you, Do these include new construction, or is this just MLS only?
So this
'Cause I don't know how you would keep track of a
MLS
builder.
only, and I'm glad you brought up the new construction because we're actually going to talk about those numbers because there is a large number of new construction that's actually on the MLS. Homes that are either
Standing inventory?
standing inventory, or they'll be done in the next 30 to 45 days.
Okay, for our viewers, let's just clarify that. Standing inventory is exactly what it sounds like. It just means that
Right.
the builder built a home and is already complete and it's on the market essentially.
Correct.
So instead of you going there, picking out your lot, picking out your tile, picking out everything in your upgrades, this is already built. It's just a brand new
Right.
home. And I think that people don't know that exists on the new construction
Correct.
market.
And it's not always an indication of the market lagging because some builders actually, that's how they build. They do that
Correct.
intentionally. However, I will say that number of homes on the market that are new construction is actually up 20% month over month. So that
Oh,
tells
the
me
builders are hurting. There's no question.
resales, the sellers are getting a little bit savvier as far as offering incentives to buyers to help buy down the rates, stuff like that. And the builders, they try pulling back the incentives and then they're like, no, let's make the sales. And it's a constant ebb and flow with them as to where the incentives are.
So, and I know this is a little off topic from the podcast that we have today, but I think it's relevant right now to our conversation is we've talked about this before, the difference between buying an existing home versus a new
Right.
construction home.
Right.
And what we've seen, and this is proving our stance, is builders price at the top of the market, even though they
Correct.
give you a bunch of incentives.
Correct.
They price at the top of the market. So what's happening now is it's catching up to them.
Yeah.
The existing home sales are a lot lower.
Right.
And they're offering some incentive.
Exactly.
So some of these buyers are going, so wait a minute, why would I pay $40,000, $50,000 more, even
Yes.
though it's brand new? I'm getting similar incentives, not the same, but similar. But the builders, in turn, they just can't lower their prices.
Correct.
They can give away more incentives, but they can't lower their prices. They'll hurt their community.
And the other big factor this time of year in particular is because homes with pools sell this time of year. You can't buy a new home here in Las Vegas with a new pool.
Well, let's talk about that. You buy new construction. I'm getting way off topic, but
right.
I'm on one right now. I'm sorry.
But we're good.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do this. So you're buying a new home, not that they're bad. Let's just,
Right.
okay, but you just put all your money down and you got this 4% interest rate, which doesn't exist on the resale market.
Right.
Let's be real. You got this 4% rate. They paid all your closing costs, but you want a pool.
Right. You want a pool.
Now you need
you
$100,000, guys.
Well, it's not
You
just
know
a
what I mean?
pool. You need backyard landscaping. There's a lot of extra expenses with new construction a lot of times. Sometimes they'll include mini blinds for the house. A lot of times they don't. A lot of times they don't even include a refrigerator. And most of the time on a resale home, you can get all that stuff included.
You get your appliances. The pool is generally built. The house is done. Everything is ready, and it's cheaper, and the seller is giving you incentives. So, folks, right now, this is the reason I'm talking about this. Is my humble opinion, and I feel like Mike would agree with me. I believe that resales are a steal right now.
Right.
This is a great time to buy a resale home.
Yes.
Personally, I just believe that.
Absolutely.
So-
So the bottom line is right now, there's about 4 months inventory available on the market. Basically, it's a buyer. It's not really a buyer's market, but a little bit. 4 months is normal. We're in a normal market. That's really where we're at.
Well, people in Vegas, we don't know
Nice
what normal
bal-
means. That's
well, yeah,
the
it's been
problem.
years since we've had 4 months of inventory, but it really is considered a normal market.
And even when we did,
yes,
it wasn't normal because it was it was right after the crash.
Right.
You know, we had low interest rates, falling prices. Here we just don't have either one of those. So we haven't really seen normal since what, 2001?
Correct.
Maybe. I mean, it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
But I actually don't think it's terrible by any means. Don't be doomsday. Don't be doom and gloom, guys. Don't sit here and say it's going to crash. Mike's going back to Mike's question. It's going to crash.
Yeah.
It's not, guys. It's not going to crash. It's normal.
Yes,
Let's just go back to that word, normal. So,
absolutely.
Mike, I got to ask you. Okay, you are technically the real estate professional here. You are a broker.
Technically.
Well, you are. I mean, yeah, I know real estate, but not like you. That's
Right.
what I meant by that. And I get asked this question a lot, and I know my answer financially, but I want to talk about real estate. A lot of people want to know, do I keep my home, rent it out, and buy another one? Or do I sell it, keep the money, roll the money to the next house, and buy the next one? I know this is a broad question.
It is. And it's definitely a case-by-case basis.
It's situational.
But
But
what's
what's your thought process?
It comes down to when you bought. Did you buy in 2020, 2021, when you got an interest rate of 3.0 or less? You may want to hold on to it. You're probably going to be cash positive if you rent that house out. So in that case, yes, rent the house out, buy a new one. I'm actually going to ask you a question off topic here.
That's okay, man.
That I actually got this morning from someone. Is there a program that allows me to buy a home and then sell my current home?
Absolutely.
Okay. How does that work?
Well, are you rolling the down payment money?
Yes.
Okay. So there are what we call a cash program. It's essentially where you're taking your equity, you're bridging your equity to the new home prior to selling. And then once you buy the new home, you move into the new home, and then you can physically, you have so many days to go ahead and list your property for sale and pay back that money
Okay.
that you borrowed. Now, that is a cliff note. Okay, there's a lot more to it.
Right.
There's actually 3 different ways to go about doing that program. We could do a whole podcast on that program, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I will tell you that is, in a nutshell, that's how you can do it. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So the bottom line is, you guys, when you want to move up, your house is too small, you need a bigger place, you need to downsize, whatever the case may be, there's ways to make it work. And it's not always cut and dry, but there's ways. And as I always say, who you work with matters. Having the right mortgage professional, having the right real estate agent to put these deals together and knowing how to do it is the bottom line.
Yeah, because they get pretty scary.
Right.
They get very scary if you don't know what you're doing or if you
Yeah.
haven't been explained the right way. So absolutely. So, what I come into and what I run into a lot is people are afraid of double payments.
Right. Yeah,
What if the tenant stops paying me?
That's a scary thought. And so for someone that is stuck on that, maybe renting isn't the right answer, even if on paper it looks like the right answer.
I agree. If you can't afford to make the 2 payments with a financial backbone, it doesn't have to be your monthly income. But
Right.
if you don't have a financial backbone to stomach double payments for 6
Yeah.
months just in case, then you shouldn't be a landlord.
Right.
You just shouldn't be, because
Right.
at that point your houses might own you.
And whether you're buying for the first time or buying your 12th investment property, you need to have a little bit of an emergency fund.
Right. Now, if you can, this is my humble opinion, because I have some regret here. I didn't take my own advice, and I had to at the time. I didn't explore the options. Maybe some of those options weren't available at that time, really. I didn't explore the options enough to keep my homes and then buy the next one.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you can financially do this and stomach this, you're a young person starting out your investment career, let's just say. Buy a home, live in it for 2 to 4 years, rent it out, buy your next home as a primary residence, live in it for 2 to 5 years, rent it out, buy the next one. That is how most people can generate wealth, okay? I'm not talking about going out and buying investment properties, putting hundreds of thousands of dollars down payment and all these things. If you can afford to do that, great, and own all the property you can. But I'm talking about the average person trying to, they're 25 years old, they want to buy a house, or 35.
Right.
It doesn't matter with your age, I guess. But, by the time you're 60, you want to own 6 houses, 10 houses, and you want to have a residual income from these houses. This is, in my opinion, the best way to do it, where it won't financially break you.
Right.
Where if you go in, buy a home that maybe needs a little remodeling in it, live in it for a few years, 2 to 5 years, do your own remodels as you go.
Yes.
Upgrade the property as you go. And then now you've not only will your house rent for more, but you're also building instant equity by increasing the value, which we've talked about
Right.
how to do that.
Right. And when you pencil it out and you realize how money works, it makes so much sense.
Absolutely.
I actually just took a seminar earlier this week, and they talked about that. And yeah, when you look at it, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, I'd have houses now paid off, generating
You and me
4,000-5,000 a month. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
of course. I'm sure everybody, you
I'm
know.
guilty also.
100%, you know, but I needed the money at the time for the down payment on the next house. It
Yeah.
just was financially where I was at with, you know, wife and little kids. But, you know, at the same time, I look back at it and say, oh my God, Brandon should have borrowed the money. You should have found a way, because I would have had a $200,000 property is now worth $600,000, and I would have had $5,000 a month coming in on that property, or $4,000 a month after whatever it was. And then on top of that, that's just one of them, let alone the older ones. I mean, I could have by my age now had a really nice residual coming in. So if you, the bottom line is, my point is, if you can financially afford to do it, try it. Learn from our mistakes, and always try to keep your real estate if you can, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And we appreciate everybody joining today. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and we look forward to working with you and seeing you on the next podcast.
Stay tuned for the next one. Next one's a good one. We're going to talk about divorce and real estate and how it affects you. We have an attorney coming in, a specific divorce attorney. She's going to come and talk and really give us the rundown on how divorce affects real estate. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Mike.
Welcome to the chat where the deals get done. Real estate tips and a whole lot of fun. Think different, achieve your goals. Real estate simplified. That's how we roll.